Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolessence and welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it and I hope that this video finds you well. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a closer look at a fragrance by the company Armaf. And this one is called Club de Nuit Sillage, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin my fragrance review of Club de Nuit Sillage by Armaf, I do want to mention that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, if you like fragrance reviews here on YouTube, but also top 10 videos, giveaways, unboxings, special guests, interviews, and pretty much anything having to do with fragrances, please do consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. All you have to do is click on that red button in the corner. And of course, while you're at it, please be sure to enable notifications by clicking on the bell. This way, whenever I do put out these videos, they will get delivered straight to your feed. So here we have the newest release by the company Armaf. And as I'm sure you know, Armaf has released many fragrances that are getting talked about tremendously in the fragrance community. So you have Nuit, which happens to be one of my favorites, and that one is kind of their take on Creed's Green Irish Tweed. You also have Milestone, so Club de Nuit Milestone, and that's kind of their take on Creed's Millésime Imperial, which is another fantastic Creed fragrance and one that I personally love to wear in the summertime, the first Creed fragrance that I ever purchased. And then of course you have the original Club de Nuit for men, which is their version of Creed Aventus, which I actually have here behind me. I've owned like 6 or 7 bottles of this in my entire life. So in the case of this one, is it another Creed version or another Creed clone, if you will? Yes, it is, as a matter of fact. But it's one that is really well done in the sense that it lasts such a long time. And I have a story to share in terms of this test strip that I would love to share with you very, very soon. Of course, as you can tell, the presentation on this one is really, really nice. So let's go ahead and take a quick moment so that I can show you the presentation up close. So the presentation for this is very elaborate. You have the name of the fragrance and the name of the company here on the front. You have a small reflective sticker here that just says Armaf. You have a stud here on top of the box. And then you have the same sort of shattered glass pattern on the side of the box as you do on the bottle as well. The top of the box has the Armaf logo. The inside of the box also has the Armaf logo twice, and this is a very thick cardboard on the inside. And on the inside of the box, you will also find this card that is reminiscent to the card that you also find inside Creed fragrance boxes. And this one is advertising Club de Nuit Milestone and Club de Nuit for women. And the back of the card has 2 other fragrances, and these are for men. So you have Intense Man and Club de Nuit Sillage. Now the bottle for this one is gorgeous. It has this mirror-like reflective quality here on the front. You have the studs in the cap, you have the chain on the front, the sillage in an almost cursive font, really nice attention to detail, and you also have Club de Nuit embossed into the side of the bottle. This one is very heavy as well, and so just be careful when you pick it up, it might catch you off guard. On the bottom you have a sticker with all of your pertinent information. The cap for this fragrance clicks into place very securely, so you can pick it up from the cap. And the distribution on the atomizer is nice and wide. Let's continue with the smell. So as soon as this fragrance opens up, you will immediately be reminded of Silver Mountain Water by Creed. And Silver Mountain Water is one of these DNAs that I absolutely love, right? It has this sort of abstract quality about it. A lot of people say that it smells inky, that it has this ink note about it. And I totally agree with that as well. You know, it kind of has this slightly fruity nuance in the opening, but the dominant ingredient or the dominant note that you're going to get in here is tea. And the tea gives off this very bright and very airy and fresh vibe to the fragrance, compounded with that very effervescent citrus that you're going to get in the opening. Regretfully, it is short-lived, as is the case with many fragrances. You can't expect citrus ingredients to last for hours upon hours, but it does make for a really pleasant and a really breathtaking introduction. Now, of course, when you think of Silver Mountain Water, you think of something aquatic, hence the word water, but you also think of something very chilly and cold, as if you were standing on the mountaintop and you're highly elevated and it's a little bit colder in altitude because you're a bit higher up in altitude. And it definitely gives off this bright sort of cool and crisp vibe. Now, I know there are a lot of other fragrances that kind of fall in the wheelhouse or the territory of Silver Mountain Water. And I think the one thing that really gives this fragrance credence is the fact that it lasts such a long time. So here's my story. So I acquired this fragrance about a week and a half ago. And I said, as soon as I sprayed it on, I was quite curious to find out what this is supposed to be their version of, because I know a lot of Armaf fragrances are kind of twists or takes on established DNAs. As soon as I smelled this right away, I knew it was Silver Mountain water. So I said, okay, I'm gonna put this to the side and I'm gonna wear it when I would be in the mood to wear Silver Mountain water. So every day I would walk into the living room and I had this box in the corner right next to my daughter's dollhouse. And as soon as I walked into the living room, I said, it smells like Silver Mountain water. And I'm looking at the box and it's all the way in the corner. And I'm thinking to myself, why is it smelling so strongly of Silver Mountain water? And I thought to myself, I don't have Silver Mountain water at this location. I have it at Studio A, let's say, the other place where I shoot my fragrance reviews. And then it wasn't until like day 2 or day 3 that I finally remembered, oh, it's because I sprayed this fragrance. I don't know if some of it landed on the carpet or some of it landed on the couch, or maybe it was just wafting off of this test strip, but this stuff is strong. A lot of other Silver Mountain water clones that I've smelled, they come across smelling rather weak and rather tenuous. This one is very enduring, it's bombastic, it lasts a very long time, and it's not afraid of making its presence known. You're gonna get that same bright, airy, cool, crisp, tea, fruity, blackcurrant, abstract, inky, citrusy thing going on in here, as you will from the original Silver Mountain water. And of course, I'm sure a lot of you know that Creed fragrances are going for $450 for a 100 ml bottle. If you can afford that, it is a luxury product. I would say please go ahead, by all means, purchase the real thing. I have purchased many Creed fragrances at retail, including Aventus and Millésime Imperial and Original Vetiver and many other fragrances. I'm not even going to go down the list, but this one, for the way that it performs, for the price, for the concentration, and even the presentation is beautiful, I would say this is a no-brainer. If you are a fan of Silver Mountain water, definitely make sure to check out Club de Nuit Sillage. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, we just got to call a spade, right? This one is not a unique fragrance because it is their version of Silver Mountain water by Creed. And of course, this wasn't accidental because they have an Aventus inspiration, a Green Irish Tweed inspiration, a Noir de Noir by Tom Ford inspiration, so on and so forth. So it's not unique, but the overall smell is incredibly pleasant, and it's one of the more easygoing Creed fragrances. You think of Aventus, Millésime Imperial, Erofa. Some of the more challenging ones are like Tabarome or Royal Mayfair or Royal Oud. That's not what you're getting here, right? And my wife personally really likes his DNA, especially on my skin. Whenever I do wear it, she does compliment me. In terms of the longevity, expect about 10 plus hours from this one. It does last a very, very long time, especially when I put it on my own skin. Projection was great for the first 2.5 to 3 hours because there are a lot of bright, effervescent, citrusy ingredients in here. It didn't become a skin scent until about that 8 to 8.5 hour mark, but expect about 10 hours longevity. Very good in the performance department. Versatility, also very good. I think you can wear this one casually. I think I would probably reserve like a Royal Oud or a Royal Mayfair type of a fragrance for a special occasion, maybe even a Aventus. This one kind of gives off more of a casual vibe, to me at least, but of course you can wear this one dressed up as well because there is a professional quality about it too. I think this one does lean a little bit masculine. However, these are just recommendations. If you're a woman and you like the way that it smells, by all means, don't let me discourage you or dissuade you from wearing it. And I do find that this one is youthful, but it can also be pulled off by somebody who's a little bit older as well. Presentation on this one is gorgeous. Everything from the crystals or the studs, if you will, to this sort of mirror reflective pattern on the front here. I think it's really nice in terms of the attention to detail. My final verdict on this one is, if you are a fan of Silver Mountain water and perhaps you've tried some of the other clones or versions on the market that smell similar to it, but maybe they don't last a very long time. And you know, and you are familiar with Armaf's track record, and you know that they do have the propensity of releasing really good iterations of Creed fragrances, then you can expect the quality to be here. This one does last a very, very long time on my skin, and the price on this one is also very good too. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. That was my fragrance review of Club de Nuit Sillage by Armaf. If you own or have tried this fragrance, please do go ahead and let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Also, please don't forget to subscribe for future videos. And of course, that includes fragrance reviews just like this, but also giveaways, top 10s, unboxings, and more. And make sure to enable notifications by clicking on the bell. Thanks again for watching. I love you all. We'll see you next time. Bye.